This man is a breathing monument of the evil your kind commit against each other, and I believed I was one of you. How grandiosely naive. Good evening, this is D.B.S.B.F. Wop wop. Wop wop wop. And we are back with Stygian. The outsider has requested a conversation and is going on about what you just heard. Not all of us are like this. Punishment is an inseparable part of our collective culture. Should never have given so much credit to humanity in the first place. This but further verifies my observation. Wish they'd let me inside. So, I've got to use these. We talked with he who shall not be named. What was this guy after? Be just a regular old citizen. But stayed intact in this part of town. Much as you can see, there is an old alehouse if you're looking for a few drinks and a roof over your head, and if you're planning to numb yourself, Richter's drugstore is the place. You'll be fine if you stay away from the Marsh warehouse. I'm sure you know better to hang around near the grandfather altar. Thanks and goodbye. I already know most of these places. I'm going to see if I can do anything else in the Essex Hotel before I pop off on one of the extra adventures I was given. Don't know what spell I'd use. Or maybe I could investigate that with the scary guy with the rituals and the connection to something or other. Someone or other. Gangsters are still there. They still can't get upstairs. Have I actually done the searching of these places? I think I have, haven't I? Gangsters don't seem to mind the outsider. That's at least nice. Quick spells. Use. It's locked. Yes, I've already been here. Found him in. Are you bearing? Why do you ask? Isn't it a natural question to ask? Forgive me, I'm not much accustomed to the notion of sharing. Continued with a note of shyness in his unlikely voice. I'm fine. Good to hear. Although the amber eyes behind the rag glints with expectation, and the preacher remains silent as a corpse. Let's go. So I don't think there's much else to learn here. I thought the mobsters might have cleared out after that guy died, but obviously they did say that they weren't going to tell their boss, so he's not informed anybody. This woman's flesh is poison. I'm losing my face. So I think there was someone to see on the far side, so let's get that going. Or I have to consume all my rations again. I can go back and see him. That's a positive. Have I silenced up the bus yet? So I think I only worked that out relatively recently. No, I've already silenced up the bus. No, that one's not anything. That one's not anything. This must be the guy. Ring the bell. I'm looking for a radio transmitter and a conductor. I've been told you might be able to help. For a few seconds, a buzzing sound foretells the door being automatically unlocked. It is surprising to see working technology in this ruined town. Go inside! Old cocaine. Ah, so I've got somewhere where I can make my recipes. Solvent coca leaves. I think I have the ingredients. Ration consumed. It's evident that this machine deck is useful for minute measurements. You may attempt to understand the technology behind this sophisticated device. We have much to learn from Dimitri's illimitable gift for using technological devices for a purpose beyond that which they were designed. Perk gained. Victor's scientific practicality. This is where Dimitri spends most of his time tinkering with his elementary instruments, whose indicators seem to peak at regular intervals. See a middle-aged man with a strong aura of intelligence and discipline sitting next to some sophisticated radio machinery. He looks devoured by the effort he puts into these contraptions. May I ask who you are? I'm Joshua Whitcomb. I'm someone in need of certain electrical components. Alright, someone. The only reason I'm allowing you to interrupt my work is that you've excited my attention with your rather interesting request. Would you care to elaborate? Searching for a way out of this place. Those parts would help. Let's just say I have a keen interest in radio technology, like you. Is that so? Are you a man of science? Someone? Yes. No, it is my best bet. And you'll know as well as I that a radio transmitter cannot miraculously teleport you to another point in space. Its sole function is to transmit radio waves, not atoms. But we may dwell on Minkowski space anymore. But we may not dwell in Minkowski space anymore. This could be an entirely different space-time continuum. You can see that you've made an impression. Interesting point, sir. I would like to discuss this with you further. I'm currently testing my own, much more concrete theory. Something that does not belong in the category of, with all due respect, scientific philosophizing. What are you working on? I'm sorry, sir, but it would take too much of my precious time to explain to a novice. Just know that my work may prove crucial to all of us. Will you help me with the parts? Very well, sir. Your direct approach also suits the constrained time frame of my work. I may have a spare conductor on hand, but the radio transmitter is another story. Story that I may also have a role in. Would you care to elaborate? He smiles thinly. I placed an order for some radio equipment and other electrical parts not long before the event I now describe as a planar shift. After the disaster, I was frightened and depressed, as any other resident of this lonely town, but eventually my desire to continue my work helped me recover. Perhaps sensing it was my last resort, I returned to the lab. After some initial measurements and tests, I knew I was onto something. I knew that I was on the cusp of a discovery that could help us all. But just like you, I found myself in need of radio parts. What happened next almost cost me my life. What happened? I headed for the Marsh warehouse. I knew that my shipment had to be there someplace. It was the early days of Waxface's rise, and the chaos in the streets gave me the cover I needed to enter undetected. There were things inside. Fear spreads on his face. Creatures straight out of the folktales of my childhood. Varkolak, beast people. After I nearly lost an arm to one of the monsters, I decided to leave the shipment where it was. Cannot complete this important work without myself, after all. You see what I mean? Then the transmitter is still there. I heard that the warehouse was sealed, so in theory, yes. If you can somehow survive the Varkalak, you will find my shipment. He hands you the bill of delivery. This will help you locate the crate. You are free to help yourself to the transmitter, but please bring me the remaining components. They are crucial for my efforts here. Where is the Marsh warehouse? It's in the Riverside District, an old brick building. You won't miss it, I'm sure. I'll find that crate. All of the tools that are hanged on this wall are frequently put to work, as evidenced by the abundance of grease and fingerprints that seem to be smeared all over them, as well as the degree of wear they have so rigorously sustained. Mixer. He doesn't understand. The distillery looks like my only place to go. You've encountered a lonely, grieving woman. Will you approach her? Yeah, of course. Fear his redemption. Deeper examination of the vein root is possible on this densely infested rock. You learned more about the alien flora inhabiting Arkham. Formula learned: vein root extract. A tuft of overgrown vein root rampantly sprouts from the depths of the dead earth, fostering the pungent alien mushroom cling to it by queer symbiotic bonds. You see a middle-aged woman in widow's attire. She looks devastated and is talking to herself.
And I'll say to them, yes, I'll say it.
She seems to be rehearsing a speech prepared for her yet unseen adversaries.
You brutes! You'll stop this at once! How can you condemn innocent people to such a fate?
She continues her speech while looking at you, but you're not sure if she's really aware of your presence.
And I'll teach those heartless men a lesson! I'll do it!
Excuse me, but this doesn't look like a good place to wander alone.
You think I care, sir? What have I to lose? I'm on my way to do the right thing, and the one above protects the righteous. The derelicts in charge of this cancerous distillery will account for their misdeeds.
I wouldn't be so sure. One, you've got your life to lose.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. This fear has invaded our hearts when all we should ever fear is the Lord God Almighty. This spiritual decline is what's really killing us, as it killed my Harold.
Perhaps you blame yourself for Harold's death, and try to ease this guilt by saving others. He's breaking into tears.
So help me God, I did all I could. I told him to quit drinking. Marino's poison, but his insistence left him blind. He kept drinking to forget about his troubles.
So it wasn't booze that killed him? How did he die? You realise you've crossed into a territory she doesn't want to revisit.
They killed him. He wasn't the kind of person to do that otherwise. He would never have left me alone in this place.
She's in tears now. Should have chosen his beverages more carefully.
How do you find the audacity to be so impudent? How? Have you no respect for the dead? Oh, God.
She completely loses control and starts crying her heart out. You listen to her weeping as it echoes through the ruined streets. Soon her cries subside, but the vengeful fires burning in her eyes show no sign of fading. You mentioned that something was troubling Harold.
My husband was the mayor's assistant. He had a disturbing experience at work some while before the Black Day. I begged him not to think about it, but he just couldn't let it go. He started to drink heavily thereafter.
What exactly happened to him?
Harold said the Mayor Anderson wasn't in a normal mood that day. He was anxious about a strange man visiting his office, a man in black. It's something to do with an invitation, I believe. A man in black. Do you know anything else about him? She seems uncomfortable. Oh, I don't want to think about it anymore. I don't know what to make of Harold's account. It's all too hard to digest. But my Harold never recovered from that incident. He believed that he had somehow... She's overcome by tears once again. Damn it all, I wish the Lord had blinded me too, so I wouldn't have read that journal. Mind if I take a look at that journal? Look, they'll kill you right away. Let me handle this. Why, no you can't, sir. As you can see, I have much more pressing matters than sharing Harold's intimate accounts. I have a town to cleanse from the poison. Look, they'll kill you right away. Let me handle this. She seems surprised by your offer. You want to help me? I knew my prayers would be answered. Wiping her tears as she continues hopefully. Please, sir, stop them from serving this devil's poison to our town, once and for all. I'll wait for you here, praying for your safe return. I know you won't let me down, the same way I know we are the righteous.
We'll see about that. The creature turns to you after observing the grieving woman with his coldly burning eyes. Rarely, only rarely, does it comfort me to have neither people to love nor to love me. Never to feel the pain of losing a loved one. This is perhaps the only merit of my doomed existence. I can relate to that. Anything else to pick up? No, so back to the world. And what, I'm helping her now, am I? The mourning woman. So let's check out the distillery. Let's go. Let's go. Area unlocked. Nice. This isn't going to be easy. Character skill points. Getting inside the distillery. Yeah, how the flip am I going to do that? Better criticals. +2 scientific research, +2 medical research. Spellcraft. Melee critical successes. Increase panic resistance. +1 to physical defense. Oh, I do like that. I also like that. Hangler. Fun. So we'll take you up on melee. Okay, he's got some crazy stuff. Oh, okay, I've got another one. I can't do that.